I gotta work out, steal a car, fight a bully online. I'll never tell. Put up your dukes, Tess Holliday. I'm here to challenge you to a fight. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it's the fight you've all been waiting for. In this corner, standing 5'6", 329 pounds as of this morning, it's Sam at every size. And in this corner, standing 5'3" at 304 pounds, according to Google, it's Tess Holliday. It's the fight of the century, people. I hope you're buckled in and ready for the ride. So I heard Tess Holliday is anorexic. Ooh, that's cold tea? Maybe not. Because even though that original story happened a year or so ago, Tess Holliday has come out on the record talking about her recovery from anorexia. Let's dig in. Just like you, I remember exactly where I was the first time I heard that Tess Holliday, that's right, the Tess Holliday, was anorexic. Were you as perplexed as I was? Tess, like, come on. Seriously, girl, what are we doing? I'll tell you what we're doing. A disservice to the eating disorder community at large. When Tess came out with this headline, I think we were all surprised. She doesn't look like she fits the description for that eating disorder. You know the one, starts with an A. So, I was curious how she ended up with that diagnosis. And when she first started talking about it about a year ago, she never shared that. I let it go, right? I don't hang out on Tess Holliday tea all day being angry. That's just not who I am. But when I saw this news article pop up, I was very curious, so I clicked on it. And this time around, she did mention how she was diagnosed. In the article, Tess shares that she was talking to her dietitian who said, and I quote, I'll put it right here so you can see, and I quote, "I am not licensed to diagnose you, but if I could, I would diagnose you with anorexia nervosa." At which point, Tess went to a psychologist, doesn't say how long in between, a day, an hour, a few weeks, a year later. She went and found a psychologist who agreed with this unlicensed professional doing a diagnosis. This is such a dangerous lie to be spreading on the internet, and I wanted to talk about it today just to sort of get it out there, to get it off of my chest, and to remind people that body positivity, health at every size, and fat acceptance weren't dangerous movements when they started, but they sure are dangerous now that they're online. What do I mean when I say that? Well, social media is run by algorithms, computers. They have no understanding at all of nuances of words, of movements, of eating disorders. They do not understand. And so what influencers are prone to do, Tess Holliday being an influencer, is create inflammatory stories about themselves that will go viral because we can't help but watch a train wreck. It's just how we all are. They have slowdowns on the interstate in Chicago because there are gawkers at accidents. These inflammatory posts get put up on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube, and they spread like wildfire to a community who wants to believe them. And some of these influencers promote themselves like they are experts when they're not. And others, more dangerously in my opinion, have a slew of letters behind their names, exactly the way that Tess Holliday's dietitian does, that make them look like good, reliable sources until you read the information that they are sharing. And that is just too bad because they are actively hurting people whether they know it or not. So who is the woman who was unlicensed to diagnose Tess Holliday? I'm not going to name her. If you're curious, you can go and find that. Tess Holliday names her outright. But I did find her social media, and it is quite interesting. On her social media, she has floods of body positivity, health at every size, and fat acceptance posts on her feed. Some of them are so misguided, and when people call her out, guess what? She just ignores them, right? Because they're haters. One such post is this one, where she basically says that avocado toast and a brownie are the same. In the comments, people call her out for that, and she blatantly says, no, they're not the same, you're right, but never changes this post. A few years ago, I was the girl reading these posts, and that is why I'm so pissed off, because I believed this shit. I believed, like, oh yeah, I can, if I just do whatever and eat whatever I want, I'm gonna be fine, because a brownie is the same as avocado toast. It sounds stupid. It sounds like I'm calling myself stupid, but I'm not. I wanted to believe these people. And she is a registered dietitian, and she has all these fancy letters behind her name. So guess what? I found her trustworthy. I should have known better, but I didn't, because I wanted to find people I could trust. And it is a damn shame that these are the people that I found. It is posts like these that kept me in my diet, yo-yo diet, binge eating cycle. Despite her best efforts to help people break diet culture, for me, she perpetuated it with posts like this, and so did other social media influencers. I went around thinking, yes, I'm just gonna count calories and do what I need to do, or not do any of that at all, and try to eat intuitively, because that's the other thing that they push, is intuitive eating, and it did not work for me. Newsflash, I intuitively ate myself to nearly 400 pounds. Intuitive eating is not a one-size-fits-all program, and if you promote that on social media, you should feel bad about it. I said it. You should feel bad about it, because you are hurting innocent people with your misinformation. When I started counting calories, I also struggled with this, because I would eat something like a brownie, and then I would wonder in 15 minutes why I was hungry again. And it is what perpetuated the I feel like I'm starving all the time that people struggle with when they talk about diet culture. But posts like this made me feel like I was doing it wrong. Like I wasn't doing something right. And that is also a shame. Because I was trying so hard to do it right, and they were telling me I was doing it right, so why was it going so wrong? Why was I gaining weight to the point that I could barely walk without getting winded, or feeling like my heart was going to explode? Alright, I digress. So I think what happened is, she either knows that she doesn't have it and she's just trying to be inflammatory, or she met with a dietitian who aligns with her and cherry-picked some information and probably referenced her to a body positivity, fat acceptance psychologist who also agreed with her and pointed her the wrong freaking direction. The wrong direction. And it's sad. I don't wish any ill will towards Tess Holliday. I want to see her get healthy. I want to see her figure out her life. I want to see her overcome her eating disorder, because it's not a fun place to be. I know, because I lived it. But I lived with binge eating disorder, which again, I'll put here from the DSM-5, is not fun. I ate when I wasn't hungry. I ate until I was over full and thought I was going to throw up, but I never did. And that's why I gained weight. And when I watch her on Instagram, on TikTok, I see those habits happening. She can say in an article all she wants that she didn't eat, or she only ate 1 meal per day. And newsflash, if the only thing you eat in 1 meal per day is 20 tacos, you're binge eating. That is binge eating. That is what I looked like, sitting down with 2 McDonald's bags in my living room, opening them and eating them to myself. But I wasn't doing it on camera because, again, I was ashamed of it. There's some sort of cognitive dissonance happening here, and it is alarming. Like I said, I am not wishing bad for anyone. But for me, it was important to get on camera and to talk about this, even if it was a shorter video, because I needed to get it out there. This is crazy. And you shouldn't just take anyone's word for it on Instagram, on TikTok, on social media at all. Work with a doctor, work with a licensed professional, and try not to cherry pick your licensed professionals, because clearly that is a thing that can happen, as was the case with Tess's dietitian. Be really careful and be really intentional about who you set yourself up with. Because if you set yourself up to go down this path of lies the same way that Tess did, there's a good chance you won't make it out of it alive. And that's not being rude. That is me being honest. My other issue with this whole thing is that Tess has said in an Instagram post that the eating disorder community was broken and not accepting to her. No, girl, you bust in like the damn Kool-Aid man.
Oh, yeah.
And you tried to make it all about you having a disorder that you clearly do not have. And it's also really bad for people like you and like me who are actually struggling with a different eating disorder that you have directed them away from, and now they are looking the wrong direction and they can't fix what is actually wrong with them. Again, I don't think Tess posted that. I would hope that she wouldn't post that. I would hope that she has even a sliver of humanity. But how can you intentionally post something like that just for clicks and likes and views, knowing that you're hurting people? How? Maybe I can't fathom it because I'm not a bad human being. But I do not understand. I urge anyone struggling with any type of eating to really seek help, because they're going to point you in the right direction. I don't know who is out there watching me, and all I want to say is beware of people online like this. They are no better than the diet industry that they claim to hate. And they have taken these movements and made them dangerous and created another binary where you're either a fitness guru who is starving or you're plus size and gorging yourself on tacos. There is an in-between. Break that binary and get out of that thinking, and then you can start to move forward. I was never planning on coming on this channel and making videos about anybody else. I want to be a voice of good, a voice of reason, somewhere that people can come and just have fun on the internet. But I saw this article and I could not let it go. This is dangerous and it's hurting people. I was one of those people. So I urge people, if they're in these communities, to really think about and put some critical thinking into what they're reading, what they're seeing, what they're parroting out into the universe, and pull back and realize that there are actual humans on the other side of the computer who are struggling. And so you can't put out posts that say avocado toast is the same as a goddamn brownie and expect it to not get some hate. So my final message is this. Tess, girl, get it together and start seeing people who are actually going to help you. Because the people you're surrounding yourself with see you as probably dollar signs and not a human being. And that is a damn shame, because you deserve a good life. You're a beautiful human being who has so much potential. Pick up that torch and run the other way. These people are keeping you in these tendencies that are not good for you. If you're a follower of Tess Holliday, a past follower of Tess Holliday, I know where you're coming from and I know we're angry. And so my advice there is to try to let all of that go. Try to find healthier coping mechanisms. Try to get those professionals in your life. Just try to really think about what you're doing to move yourself forward and out of these cycles. Because posts like hers, posts like her dietitians, body positivity, they're keeping you in these cycles whether they know it or not. You are the only person who can break yourself out of those cycles. And I highly suggest you do that, starting with your social media accounts. Because it is so hard to be inundated with posts like that day in and day out when you are trying to get yourself out of these cycles. You deserve it, and you are the only person who is going to take care of yourself. I am so happy to have had you all here with me today. I don't know what I'm going to call these, maybe Soapbox Sundays, because that's what keeps tending to happen, but I am so happy to have had you here with me today, and I'm hoping my peer-to-peer fight with Tess Holliday will mean something, because it's not a fitness person, right, or a thin person calling her out. It's someone her size, for once. So let's duke it out, Tess Holliday. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.